All right, guys, we're up, we're running. So I'm happy that we're up and running. I'm gonna go ahead and get myself set up here. We are going to be working on this Nutcracker for the third time. So it's a very big Nutcracker. This is one of the ones that I got at Michael's store, and they were 50% off. They're $29.99, so about 15 bucks plus tax. Not bad considering how gigantic it is. And it's a really fast project to get your fingers on. I think they still have quite a few of them left. I'm just getting my phone up and ready so I can read the comments on here. Okay, I think we're here. I think we're here. Let me just turn down the volume. Okay, let me go ahead and share this out to all of our groups. Here we go. Let's see. I'm going to be using some Redesign by Prima. They said I have a bunch of their molds, so I think that's going to be pretty cool. So we're going to be using those. We're just going to be filling them with some hot glue in order to give this some texture and some stuff like that. That way I can make some bendable trim. So I think that'll be really fun. Let me go ahead and get this shared everywhere we need to share it to on Facebook. If you guys want to share as well to some of your groups, that would be great, because I like to have a big audience because it makes me feel fancy and excited. Oh no, I accidentally shared this to Marie Callender's the one that has like the pies that are all messed up, the group. I'm such a dork. Oh well, that's okay. All right, here we go. I got my phone up and ready. Hi Lori, I'm glad you're watching. Let me get my phone stand going here so I can read your comments when they come by. But we've got all kinds of different little things that I'm going to be playing with. I really want to make this thing really, really pop. I really like the mold idea. That's going to give it a three-dimensional look. I'm really excited about those. I also pulled out some of my rollers that have images. I was thinking about just doing a little design on here and giving his pants and his jacket an embossed look that has some gold. I thought that might be really fun. So we're just gonna go to town and hopefully get this guy finished today. Blake was gonna show up and talk to y'all about the ARTiSTiC coin, our coin that we have. But I don't know where he is. He is over at his mom's house, and I'm just like, come on, Blake, come on home. So hopefully he'll be here soon. I tried giving him a call. So if you guys have questions for Blake, you can go ahead and put them on here if you have any questions about the ARTiSTiC coin, which is our crypto coin that we started. That was for artists. So it's got the backing of the art community. We're not pulling. It's just going to be there forever. But we need to get started on this thing and get this thing over with, because I'm ready to put it on my front porch. Like seriously ready to put it on my front porch. So we are going to get started. While we wait for our couple of ideas coming in, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do his face. So, oh gosh, and there's my son Johnny. He's home from the Marines. I don't have a scanner or the ability to send it as a PDF. So, sorry, my son forgot to bring his orders with him to the recruiter's office because he's home on recruiter's assistance, which I'm super excited about. It's good to have my little boy home, I'll tell you what. All right, so as I was speaking about on our last video is that I wanted to make him Indian. No way you don't. I was able to. Well, save the image to your phone and make a PDF and email it to yourself, because I don't know how to do that. I love you though. He forgot his orders, and I took a picture of it and sent it to him, and he said, no, I need it as a PDF. You need to scan it. I was like, I don't have a freaking scanner. Who has scanners anymore? I don't work at an office. terrible. All right, so I want to make him Indian, as I said earlier. So I need to do some skin tones, and that's what we're going to work on right now, is making some skin tones. And I've got my brush here that I used already. It has some copper in it, so I think that's going to be okay. But I think for skin tones, I'm going to need a little bit of red, a little bit of blue will make purple, and a little bit of yellow. Let's see what happens if we mix those colors to make skin tones. Unless you guys have an easy way to make skin tones, because I don't. Hey Randy, hey Eric, hey Jose. I got a bunch of people on here today. And again, I'm using a art medium called Unicorn Spit. It is a multi-medium, like you can use it on everything, from arts and crafts to staining your staircase and your kitchen cabinet. Like a dark, dark brown, see that? But I think that beard's already black. Let's see what happens when we add just a smidge of water to this. Some water down a little bit. Definitely needs more red, a more mahogany look. Let me get a little more red and see what that brings us to. Hopefully it's not going to bring us to a purple. Oh yeah, that gives us like a burgundy. You see that? It's really actually a pretty tone. I wish my skin tone was this color. It's beautiful. Mahogany. What could I add to make this more skin toned? If anybody wants to chime in, let me know. That would help. I have found downstairs I might use Rustic Reality. It's her walnut. Oh, there we go. That's all right. I think we need to add more yellow. Add a bunch of yellow there. Let's see. Again, we're going for like I want peacocks are from India, and I think that's it. That's a really pretty skin tone. Yes. So I want, like, you know, a tobacco tone, the real beautiful Indian culture, their ancestry skin tones, this really nice brown, tan, mahogany. It's just beautiful. Their skin tone is so gorgeous. So I want him to be an Indian man. I know it sounds terrible, but it just goes with the whole flow of this being a, did you see that little ant? A guy from, he's the peacock Nutcracker. Sounds awful. But I really love peacocks, and this is how I'm going to do it. So there we go. We made a little bit of an Indian skin tone, at least the best of my ability. I think this is going to be just right. This turned out beautiful. All right. So we're going to just color him up. We're going to give him a nice Indian skin tone. So again, I'm using this as a wood stain. We're not using it as a paint, so I'm just adding some water to it, which makes like a water-based dye almost for your wood. Yeah, he's gonna be, that's like the perfect skin tone. I don't know. I think it is. It could be a little bit rosier maybe. I don't know. I just know that I don't want him to be a white guy. I want him to be cultured and part of the melting pot that we have here in Kansas City. We have so many different ancestries and nationalities here, and I think they should all be celebrated. But this is my peacock warrior man. And I think he's going to be so beautiful with this beautiful, rich mahogany skin tone. And I can darken it up by diluting it a little bit less. So you can see I have like a pool of water here, and I'm just getting some of the colorant. And you can make it as light or dark as you want. That way you don't have to do multiple coats. You just need to do one. Once you find what shades you like it. You can grab it all, mix it in. All right, let's go. There we go. His eyebrows with Midnight Blackness, which is our black stain, the same one that I did our kitchen cabinets with, or my bathroom cabinetry, I should say. My bathroom cabinetry with, as well as my staircase and my mantle. I know you're gonna think that I'm gonna have a bunch of brush strokes, but I'm not. That's just the magic of unicorn spit. Just goes on so nice, and it just blends itself into its surrounding. No conditioner is necessary for it either, because it's plastics free, so you don't have to use wood conditioner before you use unicorn spit. It just goes, it just does its thing automatically, and because the absence of plastics makes it so that you don't have to like thin it with alcohol or anything like that. You just go for it. It's nice. All right, let's get his little nose. I'm gonna do his nose just a little bit lighter. So I'm just gonna pick up more water than I am colorant. And again, we made this color by mixing red, blue, and yellow. It turned perfect mahogany tone that I wanted for his skin. I think he turned out perfect for me. I definitely wanted him more cultured and less, you know, commercialized. You know, they make everybody white commercially. Nothing against white people, because I'm one too, but I like to have all colors. Here we go. I think his skin tone's really pretty. I think it's gonna make him pop. I'm also gonna do the top of his eyelids. Right across there. We're going to try to keep them even as possible. I have ants right now. It's driving me bananas. It's like for 12 years I've battled ants. They come in the winter and the spring, and I don't know what the deal is, but I've always got ants. It's super annoying. All right, we're gonna do his cheeks. These are his cheeks right here. We're also gonna add a little bit of red to them to make them a little rosy. There we go. There's his little cheeks. There we go. I like that. And then we've got to do his like lining for his teeth, but I don't know what to do with it. But there's our little Indian man. Isn't he so handsome? I love him so much. I think that skin tone is so pretty, and it's going to make it stand out compared to all the other nutcrackers that are out there. He's got a real presence to him, doesn't he? I think that was absolutely the perfect choice for him. I love him. I think he's beautiful. I think he is absolutely beautiful. All right, let's see. Now we got to do his, so they have like, here is like lining for his teeth maybe. And I don't want to do that brown. I want to do that maybe a pink tone. I think pink will probably be the best color for that. So I'm going to put this to the side. I can save that plate and let it dry out, and then mist it with some water, and I can use that anywhere. So I can mist it with water, reactivate it, and use it in the future. That's what makes it super easy. All right, I'm gonna go in with some Pixie Punk Pink, which is the Unicorn SPiT Pink one. And we're just gonna get just a tad of it. I did it right on my counter, I know. Well, with no plastics, it can dry on your brushes, it can dry on your countertops. It doesn't matter. You just go ahead and just take a wet washcloth and it comes right off. But we got a little bit on here and we're just gonna line his teeth. There we go. I think pink is the best color to line his teeth. That way, I don't know. We can look at it when I'm done and decide if I need to do it black, but we can start with pink because that's my first thought is that he's smiling and I push my teeth against my tongue when I smile a lot. Maybe he pushes his teeth against his tongue when he smiles. There we go. He's got a little lip over here or something. I don't know what that is. I think it's got to be a lip. All right, and again, this little crevice up here. There we go. You guys will let me know if I need to change that pink to something else, but I think the pink looks pretty cute, to be honest. All right, now his eyes, we can do those pretty easy. I was thinking about giving him green eyes to match his lapel of his blazer here. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of this Gemini, which is a new one that I've been playing with. It's a color shifting one, so it's green, but it shimmers copper. So I think that'll look really cool in the eyes. And I just need to make a little circle. Let's see, what can I use to make a small circle? Maybe I'll just have to eyeball it. Oh, you know what? This pen has like it's like made for touch screen or whatever. So this is foamy. I wonder if I can press and dab. I do not have a scanner. My son is driving me bananas. I love him to death though. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to just practice a couple on my thing. Okay, so we're just gonna go down all the way. Ready? 1, 2. All right, that'll give us our shape. I messed that one up. I'm gonna make his eyes a little bit bigger. And we can go back over that brown too. Go, I just need to keep them centered. There we go. Go. Yeah, he's pretty. All right, let me get a little bit more brown on my brush. Okay, well, I'll try, Johnny, but I'm in the middle of a live video and I can't exactly stop what I'm doing right now because I'm streaming to YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and everything else, and I'm in the middle of the stream and I'm working and I can't stop and do that right now, period. Sorry. Let me go ahead and straighten him out. Look at that ant. See him? See him? See him? He's driving me bananas. All these little ants. And you know what? I keep the kitchen freaking clean as can be, so I don't know what their problem is. All right. That green was the perfect shade, wasn't it? also give him a little black liner there for his pretty eyelashes. So we're gonna get our midnight blackness. Yep, guess would help if I opened it. Just a little bit, and I'm gonna get that right on that pink brush. It's okay. No water on this because I want it to be full potent. That way I can just not worry about it bleeding or anything, because this kind of acts like watercolor. There we go. Make sure I twist my tip in there. Drag that right across. There we go. He's beautiful. He's handsome, right? And then I'm going to give him a little pupil in there too. There we go. Might even go about and give him a little white in his eye, just to really set him off. I don't know yet though. We'll let that dry for a minute and then we'll contemplate it. All right, so we got him in. Run my finger through the colors on my table, and I go ahead and just clean those off real quick. All I have to do is just take a paper towel that's wet, and it cleans right off. You don't need to use like thinner or anything like that. You just need to just wipe it right off. What baby wipes work great with unicorns, but I really, really like it. All right. Let me get back here and see if we've got any comments. All right, let me go to our YouTube and check the comments there. Give me a second. There we go. All right, we got 3 people watching. All right, guys. Well, on our live chat, go ahead and make comments or anything like that, because I can see all of your comments on both Facebook and on YouTube. So I'm not gonna look at Twitch. That's Blake's job for his artist coin. All right, so we got his face done. I think he looks super handsome. I love that they automatically turned hazel. If you can see, I'm gonna bring him up kind of close, but you can see his eyes automatically turned hazel, and they kind of sparkle with that copper shimmer. So they're like greenish brown. I think they're really perfect. I think they're super duper perfect. But as I brought him up closer, I noticed that I didn't make contact with this one pupil here. So I'm gonna just close that up. That way he's nice and even. I love him. He's beautiful. Okay, so I said earlier that I want to do like an embossing on here. So let me see how I'm going to do that. Let me grab a thing of painter's tape. I'll be right back. Okay, I made it back. So I'm just going to take our painter's tape and I'm going to cover his staff. I'm going to cover his arm thing, which I don't think is important because I think for there I want to use one of the Prima molds to go across right here and right here. And I can paint those gold, but better to be safe than sorry. So let's just do it right the first time, right? Okay, and then I gotta tape this off, his lapel. I really like this really thin masking tape because you can kind of like bend it and control it where you want it to go. There we go. Give me a nice sharp edge. Let's do that same thing over here on this side. Just get it started and follow that lasered line all the way. There we go. All right, and then we're going to use the bigger tape here in a minute to do more taping off, because when we roll that roller, I mean, it's not like you have like precision, you know, you kind of poke and hope with it. I'm a poke and hope kind of gal when it comes to doing my artwork. Hey honey,
Yeah.
Do you know how to make a PDF? Johnny forgot to bring his orders with him, and I tried taking a picture and sending it to him, but he said that, and text, and then I tried sending it to him via email. He said it has to be a PDF in order for him to print it out. And I don't know. He's like, you can download an app, and I'm like, I'm live right now. I can't really do that.
I am not sure.
Can you give it a whirl? Please. Okay, we're also going to do the same stuff to his pants, so let's try to get this mapped off. You can see I'm kind of bending it whenever I do it, folding it, and then pressing down to get that arch.
This?
Yes. I'm so sorry. I can't stop what I'm doing after I got everything loaded and all the people watching. You know what I mean?
I'm not sure. I thought it would work.
I know. That's what I thought too, but oh. So this painter's tape I actually got on Temu for the extravaganza. It's like, was so cheap, and I was expecting it to be big painter's tape. I didn't realize it was going to be this like miniature thing, but now that I've played with it more, I don't feel disappointed at all. This is awesome. I really like it. Okay, we got that cut off there. And then we're just going to take the big painter's tape now. We got all our detail done, and protect the rest of our project that we don't want to get the color on. I'm going to be as careful as possible. There we go. That should give me enough room to not screw up. But, you know, I've been known to screw things up pretty good. Not even going to try to lie about it.
Are they not going to let him work if he doesn't have this?
I don't know. I don't know. I just feel real nervous about it.
Well, make him do push-ups.
They'll make him do push-ups. And he says he can do a whole crap load of them now. So let them do some.
I doubt they're gonna demote him.
No, they're definitely not going to demote him. He was more worried about his hair looking good because there's going to be some chicks at the recruiter's office.
Oh my god.
I know. All right, so again, we're going to use that gold and do his pants and do his sleeves. Everything that's purple, we're going to give it a 1/over. Let's see here. I'm going to go over it with that embossed roller. And protect this up here. And I better just tape this off too so I don't get squirrely. Because I get squirrely. All right, taped off. Are you ready? Let's try this roller. So you can buy these rollers. I think my girlfriend at ARTiSTiC Studio sells these rollers. This one's the chrysanthemum. And I have another one here that is kind of like a paisley design, but I think I want to do the chrysanthemum, whatever. Chrysanthemum, I don't know. It's some flower. Hey, Nicole, hello. All right. Hey, Robin. Hey, Jesse. We got everybody watching. Thank you for tuning in with me, guys. I'm just making a little guy for my, I'm going to get that rolled on there. Maybe we should do it sideways. Yeah, I think we should do it sideways, but we got to pick the prettiest side. All right, we're going to figure it out. Let me get a little styrofoam plate. Well, styrofoam plate's not going to work. Okay, because this is wider than a styrofoam plate, I'm just going to get, this color, Zeus. It's a metallic brass color. You can't get these at Michael's and stuff like you can the other colors that I'm using. This one's kind of an underground color, I guess you could say. Again, I'm just putting that right on my kitchen counter here. I'm going to use my fingers and spread it out because I'm crazy. And let me get a paper towel, clean my fingers. Okay. And get my roller. I put it on the thingy here, and I'm just going to roll that right in there real thick. Just load that up. Can you see it pretty good? I think you guys can. I hope so. Gonna get that on there. Now I'm not pressing down hard. I'm kind of floating it. You want to make sure that you kind of float it and not press down hard, because if you press down hard, you squish it. So you just want to float it like that. All right. Are we ready? I think I want to use this side because it's prettier. And I'm going to start with the big design because when I roll, it's going to go this way. So I'm going to start it here. I'm going to get this crap out of my way so I don't have anything hanging me up. Ready? Okay, we're going to make sure this pot is really thick. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now you're not going to want to press down on this either. You're just going to want to let it roll. Ooh, I went over the buttons. Gosh dang it. Okay, one more try. Keep hitting them dang buttons. There we go. There's one. All right, let's get the other one done. Now it doesn't look real bright and crazy now, but it will. Just give it a minute to render. All right, we're gonna start here and roll up, avoiding those buttons as best as possible. There, now we got the chrysanthemum design on there. I'm gonna go ahead and load it up again. Let me add a little bit more. Okay, and we're going to do his little legs. I'm gonna smooth my Prima molds real quick. We're gonna use those here in a little bit. I need a nice clear path because I'm gonna do each leg up. I'm gonna hit his hand. There we go. And do his leg over here too. Be nice if there were smaller rollers that you could get more intricate with. These are made for like your walls, but I've used them to like make stamp shapes into clay and all kinds of stuff. I really love it. Okay, cover his hand here. Okay, ready? There we go. Now he's got some pizzazz going. You can do this over and over. It's not too difficult to realign it. That way you can get a couple of passes on it. You just want to go once or twice over it. There we go. Do this again. It's not too difficult to realign it for sure. That turned out perfect. Okay, and you don't have to worry about washing this off immediately either. Go ahead and grab that. Clean this up right quick. So you just get the bulk of it off. Get a little bit of water. That rehydrates anything that dries and just takes it right off. And then as it dries, it's going to look more foil-like. But we can go ahead. You don't have to worry about, you could let this dry 100% and then pull your tape. It doesn't give you like tear marks with your stencil. So I know that a lot of times whenever you use tape, painter's tape, and you pull the tape when it's dry, you get like it looks like you tore your edges. This doesn't do that because there's no plastics to tear. It's just pigment that you're laying down. It's like liquid powdery pigment, and it's very, very simple to neglect your artwork and not do things immediately, including leaving it in your brushes. If it dries in your brushes again, you can just get it wet with water and you're done. All right. And then you can see where I went over a little bit on the black. We'll fix that up too. It's real simple. You just need a wet brush to do it. Come on, come on. There we go. All right, now where I messed up, I just take a clean brush, I just rinse it off in my sink real quick. This is the one that had the brown in it that we used to make this brush tone up there. And all you do is just take your wet brush and erase it. Get a little bit of black in there because as you erase it, it does down it just a little bit. And just scrub it right off. We wanted to make his gloves a little darker than his lapels, so that works out. So I needed to give him some difference. It was driving my nephew insane. Add a little bit of water to this black. Again, we're just coloring right over that black again because we want it to be darker than the upper part of his glove. Because I might do something with that too. I was thinking about like doing like a dry brush on it with some copper so it looked more like brown leather, but we'll see how it turns out. You gotta get the inside of that plywood right around here. There we go. All right, so there's that. Get my paper towel, clean that black up. All right, that already looks so much better to me. It looks different on camera though, I'm telling you guys. His face turned out really good looking though, didn't it? And as you can see, as it's drying, it's turning almost like a foil. Super cool, I love it. All right, let's see, what's next? Let's see if I have any comments. Hold on here. Just a lot of people watching. I'm guessing y'all are at work just watching. Don't worry about commenting. You can always come back and comment a little later. All right, I like that. I think that added a little bit more pizzazz to it or whatever. I do wish the chrysanthemums were more aligned with his kneecaps. I wish I would have thought about that beforehand. But that's okay. What can you do? Okay, so the next thing I want to do is make some, well, you know, I have some of these tattoos. They're for your skin. Maybe I could use those on the lapel. That might be kind of cool. These on his edging of his thing. I don't know. Well, let's look at these first. Let me plug in my hot glue gun because we're going to make some trim. We're going to make some bendable, cuttable, easy to use trim. Really, really cheap. So get this plugged in and get it hot. I just use hot glue in these silicone molds and it works just so good. It's crazy how good it works. And I've got a couple of different trims here. And I also got some peacock feathers as well. So I want to do all of them. And the hot glue pulls out of these like so easy. It's wonderful. So I'm going to line these up. Make sure this is getting hot. Yeah, it's getting hot. Okay. Let that get warm. Again, that's safe to drip on the granite. It'll peel right off. I really love how his eyes turned out, you guys. It's dry all the way now. I'm going to try to hold it up so you guys can see that glimmer. Can you see how it's got a little bit of copper tone to it? Kind of color shifts from green to copper. Kitty cat, what are you doing? I have a French bulldog that I named Kitty Cat. Sorry. She's always playing with something. I think she found her bone. All right, now let's see what else could we work on next. I know that we wanted to make these red. So I'm going to take some of our Molly. Where's my little bottle of Molly? I just had her out. Here she is. I'm going to take some of our Molly red pepper. Now again, you can get these in 2 ounce, 4 ounce, or 8 ounce. The 2 ounce ones come in a set of like 4s. And they've got different color combinations. And they're generally like the color combinations that I like to use together anyway, and it works out really great. We have like sunset coloring, like a Southwestern one. We have the Americana one, which is the red, white, and blues. And then we've got a primary one that has red, green, and blue in it, or red, yellow, and blue in it. And then I think it has white. I don't know, but it's really nice because you can make any color you want. And that's always nice. I like to be able to make any color I want. All right, I'm just gonna pick out a little brush here. I'm gonna go with this one. I'm not going to dilute the red because I really want a lot of control working on these up here. And I'm gonna start and just kind of shake my brush around the edge to edge this in, because I'm gonna try really hard not to get it on the crown. And I have like the worst patience level of anybody in the world. Here, let's see if I can bring you in close. There you go. So I have like the worst patience. So you'll all have to just deal with me going really slow and getting frustrated that I'm not going really fast. I'm just buffing that color in. You can see it dries almost immediately. It's really strong stuff. And then we're gonna make those glisten as well. So you'll see here in a little bit how I do that. Just really wanna make sure that I cover up that existing gold that I put on there, especially up to the top. You know, if you thin red too much, you'll get pink. So you gotta be kind of careful about it. Do you hear my dog's feet? Stella, my big pit bull, she will not let me cut her toenails, and I just need to take her to the vet and get it done. It's been driving me bananas. Everywhere she walks, you hear clinkety clack. Like she's wearing high heels. 10 of them. Wait, dogs have 5 fingers, right? So I guess it's more like 20 of them. Or do they have 4? What kind of dog mom am I? I don't even know how many feet my dogs have, or toes. Pretty sure it's 4. And then 5 with their dew claw, right? You hear her? That's Stella and Kitty running havoc. Just going absolutely nuts. I'm sorry if my head covered it, but here I am. Oh. All right, so we got those red now. Now, whoever said you should make those rubies on my last video will be super happy because I made them rubies. And I'm gonna go over them with a little bit of Helios, which is a metallic red that I've been trying to develop. It's a bit shimmery. It's a metallic red, so I guess it is pretty, it's very shimmery. I try to get like a candy apple red with the sparkle when doing this and designing this color. But I'm gonna add that just on the top. I do have a red sparkling, but I do not want a glitter kind of design to this. Okay. They might turn orange. We could go over them with some of my, there we go. They're red now. I hope you're happy. All right, here you go. I don't remember who it was who said to make them red. Somewhere. All right. And get my paper towel that I used earlier. that red up. I'm not going to be using that red again. All right, next we're going to see if this thing's hot yet. And see if I can, oh, it's coming out. I think this is hot. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. I really want a thick one for here. And what about roses? We've got hearts. I really like this one, but it's got some old stuff in it. I don't know. All right, let's do this little itty bitty thing down here. Let's see how this works. And go ahead and just fill this up with hot glue. I don't know how many sticks it's going to take to do that. And then you got to allow it to get cool. You know who taught me this is Mark Montano. Oh, this isn't a very good glue gun. Look how slow it's going now that it's not so hot where it was. This is like a cheap dollar store one. I really want a good glue gun. Then maybe I would use a glue gun more often if I had a good one. But whenever I'm like at the store, like the last thing I'm thinking about is a glue gun. But I have like 4 DeWalt drills because I'm always ready for the newest model. The new drill that's out is really cool. If you guys are into that kind of stuff, I am. There's a new drill out that I just thought was super cool. It was, oh my gosh, I was at Lowe's and I was like, look at this, Dawn. I was so excited about it. He's like, you do not need another drill. You have like 8 drills. I'm like, I know, but this one's different. All right, let's fill this up. And then I'm going to take my heat gun and I'm going to try to warm this up so it turns flat because my glue's not that hot. It's not really self-leveling, which is kind of disappointing, but it is what it is. I have seen the heart glue guns that are electric, and I thought those were really cool. All right, let me make sure I got enough glue in here. And don't make fun of me because this is my first try doing this. I've never filled them with glue before. I filled them with all kinds of other stuff though. I usually do like modeling paste will go good in those, but I wanted something that I didn't need to have to dry for an hour or whatever to use it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this going. I think this is going to help level it out. I'm also going to add some where I can see that I obviously missed it on this side. Get that in there real good. God, I hope this turns out nice because I like everything to turn out nice. All right, here we go. Let's get this hot and melt this glue down in there really, really good. At least that's what I'm expecting to happen when I do this. It's actually working. I'll be darned. So you can see it's getting hot and then leveling out. That's really neat, and I think they're really not very expensive either. Not very expensive either. So if you like putting like the little grandma doily kind of things on your furniture and stuff, it's perfect for it. Okay, and I'm using this now just to kind of smooth it out. I might take a razor blade to it in a minute. All right, let's let that cool out. Let's see what happens. Let that cool out. All right, that gives us one piece of trim. I just don't think that my hot glue gun is strong enough to get in there. Has anybody done this before? I don't know. I'm gonna try to do another piece over here. Let me get another glue stick ready. I'm gonna do one in this little skinny spot here, and I really wanna do it in this one. Wonder how long that's gonna take to harden. Okay, I'm gonna try this here. I dropped my glue stick, sorry. Yeah, I think I definitely need to get like a higher temp glue gun maybe, so that it goes quicker. Because this is a pain in the butt. I can see why people like the ready-made ones already, because this kind of wears your fingers out. But I have faith. I think this might be pretty to put across his crown up here. If I can just get this thing filled with glue. We'll see. If it takes me an hour to pump the glue in there, I'm gonna die. Now I do have this stuff called Resin-Crete that I tried, but I can never figure out how to get it the right mixture. It keeps turning out like paste for me and not soupy enough, because it wants you to measure it based on weight, and I don't have a scale. I guess I could go buy one, but for that, but I'd rather know like how many teaspoons of Crete to how many teaspoons of water, I guess you could say. But that stuff sets up pretty fast and easy. All right, I got that half done. It takes like a whole glue stick for each one of these. It's a good thing I have a whole bunch of them. All right. This is worse than watching paint dry. I'm sorry, you guys. I really thought it would be a lot faster. Because whenever you see the people do this on the videos, they must be putting it on fast forward or something, or just have like a way better gun than I have, because this thing is ridiculous. I hope it turning out lumpy on the top isn't going to affect it any. That would suck. Okay, I'm almost to the end on this one. This is the end. This is the end of me ever using this glue gun again. Dear Lord. I guess you get what you pay for. Now, I do like paper clay, but again, you have to let that stuff dry overnight, and I just don't have the time for that. I want to work on my project now. Do you think any of that is ready to go? Like the one that I did earlier even? Hope so. I wonder if I'm going to have to take a razor blade and kind of like cut it off. All right, whatever. Okay, there we go. We're in. That used like a lot of glue sticks, but I think glue sticks are definitely cheaper than the ready-made trim pieces. Let me pop that off my granite real quick. I love having granite countertops. I'll never do that quartz or anything like that, or white countertops, because I'm an artist. I like doing my artwork in my kitchen. I use all non-toxic, no VOC products. That way my animals and everybody can just live and be happy, you know? And I don't have to worry about screwing up my freaking things. Oh God, I want to make that. I don't have to worry about screwing up my countertops. All right, fine. I'm going to make this one peacock feather right here. You're just going to have to be patient with me, y'all, because I want it. You know, the people who do cosplay and like make their costumes, they have to have some freaking patience, because they're doing this kind of stuff all the freaking time. It's just crazy to me to think about it now, trying it. Oh my gosh, this is the nightmare of my life. And then we'll glue these on using some fabric fuse or E6000 glue, whichever one I have down there. That E6000 glue is amazing, but the fabric fuse, I use it on fabric and I use it everywhere I would use E6000. I'm sure it's not as strong as E6000, but for like my little things that I have to do, it's pretty good stuff. This is freaking a nightmare to have to squeeze this thing. I'm sorry that I decided to do this as well, but I just had to get it over with. I don't want to have to do it again. I might have to do another piece of trim, I'm not sure, but we might move on to using the little instant tattoos, because those are cool. I really like using those little tattoos on my artwork. They're made for your skin, but they work the same on sealed wood and all types of different, anything sealed, it'll go right on too. Glue sticks, here we go. This is taking 2 glue sticks to fill this, but these are also really tiny glue sticks. I don't know if you noticed or not, but they're little guys. And I see on that other one I missed a lot of spots, so I'm gonna have to go back and touch up. Now I'm on this side, I can see where I missed everything on those other 2 that I just did. How do you get it to so that it's nice and flat on the top? That's what I'm not picking up. And go in here and fill in these little gaps. Hopefully I'll be done with this by the end of this century. All right. Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to get this flat on the top. I even tried taking my heater to it, but my heater wasn't doing it. My little, I think as long as I get the dome of it, it should be fine, don't you think? I think so. All right, I'm gonna unplug my glue gun. Well, I might wait a minute. All right, let's see what we got. All right, that was the most gruesome job ever. I don't suggest doing that. Okay, here we go. Let's see if this pops out like they say. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at that. Now I got all these little edges that are ugly, but I think I can just take my scissors and snip them off. Let me see. Let me grab a pair of scissors real quick. This actually turned out really incredible. I am impressed. Look at that, you guys. I should probably be doing this over the trash can, but it is what it is. And this was my first try, so maybe those other ones are even going to turn out better. Wow, look at that. Look at that. A perfect little piece of trim. I think that's super awesome. I'm going to put one of those there. I can cut this up in a couple of different pieces and put it in a couple different places. I like that a lot. But I have seen people use a knife to cut it. So let me grab a knife out. I think the scissors are going to pinch it too hard. So, let's see. I'm just going to use a steak knife, whatever. We're all going to die. There we go. Whatever, I'm using scissors. Oh, there it goes. Just popped right off. So that one will go there. And this one, we're going to have to make a couple of pieces because it needs a piece here. So I'm going to cut this one off. There we go. And then I'm going to clean up this one's edge a little bit. It's kind of janky still. There we go. So that one will go here. I might need to make it a little bit smaller. And then we'll need another piece right here. That cuts off right here. So for this, I mean, that's a lot of stuff that it's being able to be used on with just this one little spot. So I'm glad I don't have to make another one of these. So there's my trim for both these spots. There we go. So it'll go like that. And we can probably just hot glue them down, don't you think? And then we've got this one too. I think it's enough to do here and this small spot here. So I'm gonna go ahead and and I can also cut this at an angle. So it follows it oh, that worked really good. Did you see that? I was able to cut that perfectly along that edge. There we go. It'll go right like that. Go ahead and round this out a little bit. That one will go there. Oh shoot, I dropped it. Here it is, I found it though. We're good, we're good. All right, and then this little piece can just go right in here. There's that piece cut right off, and I'm going to do this one at an angle too. There we go. There's our little pieces of trim for there. That's cool, right? That actually worked out good. And then we're going to have to color it, of course. All right. I'm looking at all of our pages to see if there's any comments anywhere. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Kenna. Hey, girls. I'm sorry that I missed your comments earlier. Here and just come here and make Christmas candy. Oh my God, Kenna, I would come there and make Christmas candy with you all freaking day long. Let me tell you what. I don't know how to make candy. I don't know how to bake. I make monster cookies, and that's the only thing I know how to bake. Every year for like, all right, wait a minute. Last night I made some pepperoni rolls that were on fire. They were so good. They were pretty freaking yummy. Super yummy. All right, we got those pieces for there. I want to pre-paint these because I don't want to have to try to get it into the edges. So let's go ahead and bring you guys in right here where I'm going to be working. So I would like to make these gold. Don't you think that they should be gold, or do you think that they should be green? I'll let you guys decide what color you think these should be. Gold or green. So let me go through and see if anybody's got a... Hey Lori, hello! All right, we do got a bunch of people on here. So we need to know if it's gonna be gold. Have you tried Would You Bend? I did try Would You Bend. It was just so expensive. I know it sounds terrible. And it's really a nice, superior quality stuff, but I just think it's really expensive. And then it breaks. It breaks so much that I would get frustrated, and then I'd have to heat it up and I'd burn myself. However, the product itself is so incredibly good. It's just not my thing. It just isn't. And I wanted it to be my thing. I used all that I had. I used it all up, but it just didn't sing for me like I wanted it to. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm copper to match the belt. That's a good idea. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is get some Midnight Blackness. Okay, and we're just going to, I'm just gonna make these black real quick. And I'm using that full strength. I'm not diluting it. Okay, first things first is to make them black. Wish I had like a little pair of tweezers or something to hold this with. That's okay, we got this. I can do all things through Christ. I can. Here we go.